Good afternoon. My name is Dallas Mitchell, and this is my video submission for our final writing and video assignment for our Management 305 class. When asked to read about these two different case studies, uh, I saw a lot of interest in both of them. I thought the Facebook was a cool one, but just because I remember when the whole epidemic was going around of Facebook accepting that they were advertising fake news on their website, and then also I remember growing up as a kid and just always having that soft little toy that you always felt safe around. But when the one that really struck my attention the most was the first case about the Goodbye Fears monster. And what really got me into it first is because at first I didn't really put much thought into it until I was asked to look at the ethical dilemmas that were happening inside of the advertisement campaign for that toy. I thought it was a really good idea at first. I thought that it was a good way that we could use toys to figure out how our kids and youth, their minds are working. Just because with kids being so imaginative, I remember growing up and believing in everything, saying everything. I remember just having a strong imagination, and with this toy, it would be able to us to help study without having to go inside of a kid's mind and ask them 1,000 questions and kind of tampering with their minds. It would allow us to kind of get to understand and study what goes on through these, imagination through their imaginations, and the idea of even helping with psychiatrists to understand and fully get a grasp on what goes on, so that could help them in their profession. But the more, when I was asked to look at the dilemmas, the more I read into it, I could see some problems with what the company was advertising. And when asked to look at an approach that really hit that campaign, was the rights approach. The rights approach of just kids knowing the truth, the right to the truth. Selling this product to a kid and telling them that it's going to be okay. That if you just tell this monster that all your fears, it's just going to eat them all up and it's going to go away. Well, that's not the truth. And me and you both know that if you just tell them that you have a fear of the boogeyman in the closet, it's not just it's not just going to go away. And I know it does help them think that, but again, and if you look in the aspect of life, you're enabling the kid to kind of have the mindset that if they just talk about their fears and their problems, that it'll all go away and it'll hide. When we growing up into life, faced with problems and, faced with fears in life, the thing that you have to do is you have to stand up to your fear, your problem. You have to accept consequences, and you have to go with hard work and dedication to overcome those. And by doing this campaign, you're enabling kids to take the safe way out, the easy way out. And that is just just not really reducing, but it is enabling these kids to not grow up, to actually understand when they get older that it's not going to be that way. You're not going to have the easy way all the time. You're going to have to stand up to your fears or your problems, and you're going to have to go head first and fix them yourself. And I just feel like they have the right to the truth. They have the right to know exactly what their information is being used for. They have the right to know exactly what's going to happen with that information, because it leads to the rights of privacy. In life, you have the right to say, do, and believe whatever you want. And when you are telling this monster who you think has no emotion, no sense of recollection of actually what's going on, and these kids even think that they're their friends. Sometimes it just depends on how extravagant their imagination is. You are actually taking the right of privacy. You are literally taking what they believe in and what they do, and using this information when they have no idea what the information is being for. And they have no idea that the information they tell, or the fears that they tell this toy, is even being used for something. And that is kind of taking the right away. A benefit from, if we can market this toy and if we were to use this toy, is just letting these kids know what their information is being used for. If a kid is understanding and knows what the product is being used for, then it could be the ethical limit can be deleted. But without you letting them know what the ethical dilemma is, you're just kind of setting a bad product up to be sold to the market. And that's all I have to say today. Thank you for your time.